We just finished this flat tap conversion on this 5th gen Cummins, and we're going to show you what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. Yeah, so a common fail point to these 19 plus Cummins are the roller lifters that are put in them. They often help the motor run quieter and don't need to be adjusted. With every new idea comes another list of problems with these motors. They put the rollers in, but they don't upgrade the cams. It wipes out the cams. The lifters fail. So that's why Hamilton Cams now makes a conversion to switch it back to the old style of tappets. This job takes about 20-ish hours, a little bit over. Good solid couple days of working on it.
What's the easiest cab to remove?
That's a good question. Probably a 6.4 as long as the cab bolts come out. The worst one I ever did was 97 F350. You ever taken the cab off an OBS? No fun. Not meant to come apart. This part's the gayest part.
Fender liners?
No, there's connectors behind the fender liners. And if you're like me, you don't like to take the fender liner off. These connectors fill with dirt, and you can break the little clips that hold the connector together.
Canada!
Come on. I don't know what, I've never got fucking soaked so much as I have in the last year by cab bolts. Well, the L5Ps are bad for it. I get soaked every time I do one of those.
Huh.
Forgot about these lovely steps that get in the way on these trucks.
Oh, so it can't come up.
We are now going to take off the valve cover, the rocker box, get a little bit more access to the top of the Valvetrain. We're going to take the fan off and the front cover off to pull the cam out. Then we'll do some cam swapping, some lifter removal, put it all back together.
You make it sound easy.
Just a bit.
It's just nuts and bolts, right?
Just nuts and bolts. Take them off, put them back on. Now, we are lifting all the lifters up with magnets. So when we pull the cam out, we don't have to worry about them dropping into the oil pan. It's a very sensitive process.
This is why the Snap-on truck has no magnets right now.
You can feel that the lifter is on the magnet. By lifting it up, you can feel it. I don't know, you just can feel it. You'll know.
And then how does it stay up?
You hold it. It's the only way unless you take the motor out and flip it upside down.
All right, this is an all hands on deck job.
Good to go?
Sure.
She's live.
Freaking out, man.
These taps.
I don't even want to breathe right now.
You got the 2 weak magnets at the front. Equally important, I imagine, right? I got time.
Take your time on the pipe there, B. No problem,
Do I
doggy.
got time for a nap?
Yeah. Was that the hard part?
Let me look. Just lift your magnet straight up. Yeah, you're good. You can drop them. Not again, Richard. Not again. All right, roll up my fucking sleepy poos. I got a long stick this time to actually get them in there. You put your magnet down, we slide her down, and hopefully it catches. You're pretty good at catches, right?
Where's this going?
Catch anything nuts in your mouth. I can't do it without smiling.
Yeah.
Okay, right there should be minty. Oh, no, too far. You lost the touch. Usually takes us quite a few before we get it. Right there. Now up gentle. Oh yeah. We're almost vertical. Oh, that's vertical. It's going up. You're good. You can set her down. Second try, we're fucking good at this.
It could just have no audio.
You're quite the fuck up here. Count your magnets going backwards.
Okay. Not really.
Good for the rest of the day.
Okay, you should be fine.
Should be or are? Should be or
Well,
we're
I don't
good?
have the cab in my hand anymore, so you're good.
It is morning 2 on our lovely cam install.
So we just slid the cam in on this truck. There isn't a great way to put it in other than getting all your buddies to hold all these beautiful magnets to hold all the tappets up. It's quite a tedious process because any slight move you could drop them into the oil pan, but if you drop it in the oil pan, you're taking the motor out, flipping it upside down and taking the pan off. Well, we're about to just install the push rods on the motor. These are a solid design meant for the adjustable rockers and show them the difference between the good ones and the old ones.
Let's get them out of the parts bin.
Out of the parts bin. So you can see these are similar to the old style. Cup on one end, ball on the other. The factory one has a ball on both sides. These tips are prone to wearing out. As you can see, there's a little bit of a lip on the edge. You can catch your fingernail on it. That's no good. So we'll drop all these down inside. You want to make sure you feel it get into the center of the tappet, into the little indent in them. You can kind of figure that out by wiggling it and lifting it up a little bit. You'll know when you're in place. If you miss the tappet, the push rod will just go down further and you'll know you're not in the right spot. The rockers are going to be a little bit different because we got to set all those now. The factory ones, you just bolt them on and good to go. You put all these brand new rockers on, you want to make sure you back off all the rockers. You loosen the jam nut and then loosen off the adjuster. And then when you tighten it down, you're not going to push the valves down. Say if one's set wrong, you're not going to push a valve into a piston or anything weird. You're going to set them all anyway after, so it's not that big of a deal. Snug them all down by hand. Just put the top end back together, set all the valves, all the valve trains all happy. Now we're gonna put the front cover back together and the intercooler and all the accessories and set the cab back down. Just nuts and bolts. So we're just putting coolant back in this truck, and then we're gonna roll it outside and fire it up, and we'll let it run for about 20 minutes around 2,000 RPM to break in the cab. Then we'll pull it back in, change the oil, and this thing will be ready to go. This is the moment. I'm waiting. Wait to start, man. Grid heater. Check for leaks. We'll set up our high idle stick here. So I got the oil change now. New filter. You just kind of change the oil after. You're already in the motor, so you want to get any of the dirt and contaminants that were out from breaking in the cam too. You never know what might come off it. Braking material. It's just best to get it all out of there. Let it start fresh with some brand new oil. So this truck initially came in with a little bit of Valvetrain noise, a little bit of tick while it was idling and running. So when we actually got it apart and took the cam out, we did find some damage on the cam here. As you can see, there's a little bit of pitting on the cam lobes. You can kind of see all the wear patterns on all the lobes. This is usually caused by lack of lubricity. Guy dodged a bullet.